Much of the new electronic equipment was ordered from British companies. The cameras were built at Link Electronics in Hampshire. TVS Director of Engineering, Graham Shaw.
We talked to all of our camera operators, and what you have to have in a studio is a cameraman's camera. And this is the only camera that is manufactured, in our opinion, in the world, which is a cameraman's camera.
Having decided to buy British, how many jobs do you think that this, £1 million order will make?
It makes, in terms of the total order of the microwave link vehicles, all of the installation of Maidstone, 50-man jobs for 1 year.
This is not the first time, by any means, that you've been responsible for building a large new television studio. The one that you're building at Maidstone is costing, what, £17 million?
About £17 million. And you can usually foresee most of the problems that are going to occur. Safety margins are built into our basic program, so you always leave enough in your basic program to take care of those things that are act of God, if you like, that we can't predict. And you need a lot of luck.
Instead of a uniform layer of rock that one anticipated shallow level, in actual fact, what is the rock has had large fissures in it, or there hasn't been any at all. We've come across Fuller's Earth, which has got to come out, and completely upset the programme, really.
You brought in the last studio you built, Yorkshire, I think, on time.
Yes.
Are you going to bring this one in on time?
Yes, of course.
No doubts?
No doubts at all. Absolutely on time.
I'll come back to you next October. By August, the Maidstone complex of 3 studios was taking shape. 1 for news, 2 for other major productions. The summer was warm, the weather was kind, the delays were few. Head of programmes in the new studio would be Anna Hume.
I mean, it's not often that someone is given a brand new television studio. There aren't that many brand new television studios. And I think Maidstone is the most exciting thing, obviously, at the moment. And I think that it's going to give everybody who comes to Maidstone an enormous sort of new lease of life to have this studio growing around them.
3 months to go. Has it been as you thought it was going to be?
It's been much more frantic, I think, than I thought it was going to be. Everything has taken much longer than I thought it was going to take. And it seems to have taken much longer to start actually making programmes than I had imagined that it would.
What about the children's drama, Cassie Palmer?
I'm delighted that I've brought Dorothea Brooking with me from the BBC, a very distinguished director of children's programmes. We've got a splendid cast, a child who has never acted on television in her life, and her only performance has been in the Nutley Village pantomime. So she's making her break too.
And if it doesn't rain, well, no problem is insuperable.
We're going down the hill, bang opposite. We're going to wait for the light to be nice so that all the little lights are in the hill, in the houses.
Cue children, Gary. Cue that lot, first lot. Yep.
It's been really great fun. I've had such fun. I like both being in front of the camera and getting to know everybody in the crew and that.
All right, start again then. In on the school. All right.
I thought that they would do it in order, but they don't. Sometimes I have to think, what am I doing? Where am I in the script?
Don't look as if you're frightened of the rain.
I've liked to do all of this, nothing I've liked best.
And cut. Brilliant sunshine and rain. Actually, the children looked as if they were absolutely terrified of the rain, as if they'd never seen it in their lives.
We're going to shoot your film going this way, so I'm going to get you to turn around.
Along the coast at Worthing, the documentary unit were examining the plight of the growing number of helpless elderly. Chris Goddard was filming the spirited way many were coping with their problems.
And when I tell you, you simply follow after her and do exactly as you were doing before. Skate past her.
New programmes, new personalities, but to Lily's relief, still room for old favourites like Coronation Street or Crossroads. Have you found that it's been a tiring experience?
No, rather exciting. And my friends are all pulling my leg. You're on TV then, you know, celebrity. So I wouldn't say that.
Many projects were approaching their climax. A new sports team was to be led by Mark Sharman.
There's a lot of nonsense talked about the South being a soft area for sport, when in fact it isn't at all. It's very strong in racing, in motorsports, in basketball, and water sports, of course. Quite apart from the soccer, which isn't too bad down here, we've got two fairly successful First Division teams. We're hoping to investigate a lot of new sports as well.
There would be regular sports programmes on Sundays and Fridays, and nightly inserts into the magazine programme Coast to Coast.
Down on it, it's like two gladiators coming in to do battle.
I think it'll go on the stage very well if it goes north-south. That's to say, the front of the court will be down here, and the back of the court will be up here.
Of course, the great advantage of Perspex, of course, is that there's no reflection. So
Bob Gardam, in charge of outside broadcasts.
So at long last, the public will be able to actually see the game of squash.
For the first time, they'll be seeing it coming at them rather than watching behind.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Meanwhile, in the water meadows near Winchester, other athletes strove for perfection.
1, 2, 3.
Rehearsals of the games in a new children's series on safari.
This is a scientific...
What's he trying to do?
We're trying to find various different ways of crossing a river that could be built in the studio as part of On Safari, a programme to do with the great outdoors.
How are you actually going to transport the river, though, into the studio?
That's for the designer, who's constructed an amazing jungle in the studio with about 4 clearings. And in each clearing is a different sort of game or quiz or wild animal, and guess what it is. And this ravine river bit is one of the games, the practical games in the show.
Nigel seems to be having problems.
A few. And this will actually be possible. He's doing it.
He is indeed.
Are you having fun, Nigel?
I'm going to do it, yes. He's going to do it. Going sideways, but he's going to do it. It's possible.
And if it was safe enough for the youngsters, it was child's play for the experts.
Look at me.
Whoa! Promises have been made before. Why should the viewer believe that TVS are going to keep their promises?
Well, we had one enormous advantage, which is our promises cost less than other people's promises. I'll go one stage further than that. I mean, we are talking about programs focused at specific audiences. And when you know what your audience is, you don't waste quite so much time on celebrity names, on the fat of production. And my own record, and those of most of the people in the team, is taking quite serious subjects, be it science or be it industry or what have you, and making those accessible to large audiences.
How confident are you that TVS will keep the promises that it's made?
I'm reasonably confident. I mean, perhaps it's inevitable that in some respects we might have oversold ourselves a little. I hope not too much. I think what you're going to see almost immediately as an improvement, particularly in the news service, I think if you were to expect spectacular results immediately, you'd be disappointed.
You're not talking about cake tomorrow?
No, there'll be plenty of jam today.
And in the end, even the most difficult projects come to a successful conclusion.